What will it mean to heal these divisions and have a future together? I've been asking that question in a documentary series for the last 3 years because I felt I saw this breakdown coming. This summer, I went to the Republican and Democratic National Conventions just to ask again.
Find a way to bridge the gap between people. How can we reach across the table and talk to people, because there's so much anger and there's so much hatred right now in this country and people just want to attack each other.
But yes, sir, what do you think the most important issues are in this election?
Keeping the country safe, keeping our borders secure, repealing Obamacare, and bringing back the country back to where it needs to be, being the strongest country in the world. Get back to the basics in life where the hard-working man should be going ahead forward, not going backwards. I haven't had a raise in 6 years. It's you know, I go to work every day, do my bit. If it isn't for overtime, working 50 more hours a week, I couldn't make it. And I don't know if Donald Trump or Hillary Clinton is either one is the true answer. But we have to try something different, and it's definitely not Hillary Clinton.
What do you think are the most important issues in the election?
The most important issue in the elections.
How do I name them?
My biggest concern is who's really going to fight most for climate change, and all this other stuff is really just kind of a distraction.
So that's going to be the number one issue. It is the number one issue. It will continue to be the number one issue until this border security is done.
There's a lot of problems here in America, though. Definitely.
And how can we actually make positive change that's not going to hurt an entire group of people and that's not going to preach hatred.
What do you think is most important as we come out the other side of this whole national deal?
I think the most important part is to heal the country, bring us together, you know, as a nation again, stop the division, stop the hate, stop what's, you know, all the ignorance and intolerance that's going on for what it means to be an American and what it means to have freedoms, you know, in this country.
Can you speak about where you think that comes from, the intolerance, or how divided we seem to be?
I think that it comes with people that aren't educated well enough on the real issues and on history, and I think that when people fail to understand history, history repeats itself.
I think if the country would be able to hit a replay button 2 years ago, it would be completely different if they knew what we're going to see here.
If we knew then what we know now, you mean?
Correct. I think our politicians are an embarrassment, all of them, and as a country, we should be embarrassed.
I'm afraid for my country. I'm afraid for my country. I am. And I never thought that I would feel that way. But I think we've reached a place that I'm not sure we can come back from.
Well, then what are we going to do? You tell me.
I mean,
what are we going to do?
Hopefully we would calm down, be able to have a conversation about what...
That's worked out really good over the years, hasn't it?
What do you think is most important for as we come out the other side of this whole election, for, say, not just what's next for the country, but how do we regain the civility that it does feel like we're losing through the process?
That's a tough one. I don't know that we will.
Do you think Americans are as divided, as polarized as we're making it out to be?
I think there's been a larger media focus on those things that separate us, but I think by and large we are more unified than we are divided.
So what do you think is the most important thing that's misunderstood about supporters for Trump?
That's a good one. We're actually now doing something about it. And the main reason is that because now we can connect with each other through social media.
And what do you think about the possibility that or what do you think, the burning your bust and the idea that would help get Trump elected? What do you think about that possibility?
The possibility is we're tired of the two-party system.
Or what would be your advice to me as coming to you as media right now for telling the story right or for helping raise the bar for the conversation that we're able to have?
Well, I think that we do need this wall.
Why was it important to bring the fire?
Because it is my Second Amendment right, enshrined by the Constitution and protected by state law in the great state of Ohio.
And Cleveland's a great city.
Do you think Americans are as divided as we make ourselves out to be?
I don't think so. You know, I think that it's really a small part of Americans that are just unhappy, maybe 30% of the country, you know, and then the rest of us are just trying to figure out what the hell's wrong with them.
You aren't affiliated with anybody like mainstream, right? You're an individual.
Yeah, I do documentaries that I just put them on YouTube because it's something that I feel
well, it's people like you that are really getting the truth out. I mean,